hope everyone's having an amazing day. Sorry, I was just answering a question in the Java Pits dark pool trading room. Oh my God, insane dark pool prints today. Absolutely insane. Amazing, but insane. There's going to be a massive move in the market. Which direction? I don't know. But we have seen that, G20 is talking a lot about central bank digital currencies. I'm laughing because of the photo that is here. So let me click on this so I can share it out on Twitter. I look so... All right. Whoopsies. Hello, Terry. See, now I got this so I can... If I could only copy more easily. But we are seeing crazy, crazy prints. Oh no, Aaron! I told you had to be careful, right? You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. That is not good. All right, so I am more rested today. Friday, I was zonked out. I was exhausted. Today, more rested. Seeing all these crazy dark pool prints, super exhilarated. Oh my gosh, this week is going to be fireworks in the market. We do have banks that are going to be reporting earnings. Let me pull back the chat right here and I can see you guys. All right, so I'm going to show my watch list today. We will roll over that. We'll roll over it. We will go over it a little bit today. There we go. We do have the SPY 24-hour chart hitting all-time highs. And look, it looks like it just stalled up here, right? Doesn't that look kind of weird? 436, 72, 74. Really just the top of the market today, kind of stalled up there. So we could see, we're seeing heavy, crazy, insane prints like I have never seen before. Watching the dark pools now for 5 years. So get ready. Usually we have massive moves when we have massive prints. If you guys want to learn more about it, just come over to the darkpools.com. For those that have asked about as well, Ticker Talker, it's a all new platform. It's being developed right now, so it is coming. But my watch list is available on my website, cjandtrade.com. If you type in welcome when you purchase for any of the watch list subscriptions, you will save 10%. So I'll just put that right there. And I have to say thank you for everyone that has bought me a coffee. Love receiving some coffee money to go out and buy my Nespresso coffee pod. So thank you guys for that. I really appreciate it. The link is down below in the description area below. Yeah, you bought some stock in Tesla and Boeing. That could help me hold them. Just remember to always have your stop set in place, right, Erin? Big thing. You have to know your entry, but before you even get in, you want to know where you're going to get out if it goes against you and where you're going to take profits when it is to the upside. All right. So we've got the SPY hitting all-time highs. However, we have the Russell. Remember, I do watch the Russell with 2,000 in it as a potential to show us where the entire market is going. So right now, we're still hanging out in this box. This is from the highs over here, the volume-weighted anchor price over there. So if we go above 227.70, 227.80, I would be more bullish on the market. Right now, we're in a holding pattern. Let's look at the daily. So right now, looking at the daily, we're just sort of going sideways. Look, we could extend this down here further to all the way over here, 213. So when we make that move, right here is the volume-weighted anchor price from the beginning of this box. So that's why I have it sort of moved up a little bit higher because of that volume-weighted anchor price. And it looks more like we sort of traded in this area right here. So if we break down below 217.50, bye-bye market, right? We're going to probably have that crash that William Gann was talking about every 12 years, correction in the market. We're at all-time highs, so it could very well be that biggest correction ever, right? But we also have to look at this week. We have, all right, forexfactory.com. If you guys don't know this, amazing site to find out announcements going on around the world, completely free, no issues there. no cost. I love offering up some free tools as well. So here we have a lot of Fed talk this week. FOMC talking right now. We also have the G20 going on. When we look at G20, we've got G20 and CBDC. Really quickly. Well, central bank digital currencies for cross-border banking, that came up. We'll pop that up there. Join the report. They want to set up more efficient cross-border payments, more secure, lower fees, able to happen 24 hours a day, person to person. So no matter where you are in the world, you are going to have access to transfer money all around the world. So I mentioned we're seeing crazy prints. Yeah, this is not normal, right? I'm going to hide it again. But that's the sort of prints that we're seeing on the dark pool today. Hey, Shar, the life changer, how's it going? So you guys can rewind it, look at that really quickly. But the dark pool prints are insane. More efficient, completely trackable, not hackable, right? Look at all of these cyber attacks, right? Let's just do cyber attack and hit the news and see how many articles come up. Okay, possible cyber attack, Iran, Russian cyber attacks. I think it was Guess that just had Guess ransomware. Oh, I should have done ransomware. Guess just came out. Ciao, Salvatore. Yes. Good job. So, fashion Guess disclosure data breach after ransomware attack. CEO hackers demanding $7 million in ransomware attack 5 days ago. Where was that from? Friday's international ransomware attack. Let's see. It's like every single day we're having these. We had the World Economic Forum come out and say, hey, you know, we are preparing for this crazy.
Kyle Hansliff in because he is the right guy to talk.
Sorry.
He's the CEO and co-founder of a company.
We have them preparing for all these cyber attacks. We're in a cyber pandemic, according to Klaus Schwab, right? And so it's not, doesn't make me sit easy to know that, hey, you know, the banks can have cyber attacks too, right? What happens to your money if the bank goes down, right? Visa goes down. Let's see, bank cyber attack. Do we have that at all? I mean, blockchain is less likely to, wife cybersecurities. German banks, yep, they were in a cyber crisis. How cyber attack could disrupt the financial system. Hey, let's check this out. I don't know that I'm going to be able to see it because it is the New York Times and I don't have a subscription. Let's look really quickly. Deal book, congressional bank hearing, executive of Wall Street, 6 largest banks. Crazy bank prints like I've never seen before. So 600 million employees each year on cybersecurity has more than 3,000. That's for JP Morgan Chase. 600 million a year is what they spend on cybersecurity. They don't ever tell you that it was hacked, right? 16-year-old, yeah, exactly. They don't ever tell you that it was hacked. We saw that, I believe it was the house that was hacked maybe 2 months ago. How safe is your money in the bank, right? Plus, we have them talking about central bank digital currencies, right? G20 central bank digital currencies, that they want to set that up, but they just agreed to it 16 hours ago that 80 countries are on board with, I got to put Lagarde up here because Lagarde is the president of the European Central Bank. There we go, G20. Adoption right here, 80 central banks looking to adopt. In my opinion, I believe it's going to be 209 everybody. Oh my goodness, all these stupid pop-ups. How annoying. So Friday, the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank argued for the cross-border benefits of central bank digital currencies, and the 80 countries are on board with it. Let's look at this. BlackRock CEO calls for stronger climate finance. Interesting. So all of that to say, IWM is 20% banks, right? That's not the reason why it's being drawn down today. XLF is the bank ETF. Another one to watch. Yes, exactly, Mr. Smith. Well, we do have the SEC meeting over here. So let's look at this, SEC meetings. If you guys have been paying attention to the scheduling at all since March, they have been pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing it off. They held it once as a closed door meeting, and then they announced the fine for Dow Jones for their price manipulation back in 2018. But this one, they did hold a closed door Sunshine Act meeting on Thursday. Why is it closed door? Because this is information that they don't want to release to the public, right? If they were to release this to the public, maybe it's about digital settlement for stocks. Maybe it has to do with making stocks digital assets, such as crypto stocks, if that makes sense. Like they're turning them into blockchain for settlement as opposed to just being on the stock exchange. What happens if the stock exchange were to get hacked, right? That's all electronic now. NASDAQ's been electronic since the 80s. New York Stock Exchange, we know, is all electronic. That could get hacked too. So the Sunshine Act meeting is going to talk about, let's go here. The closed door meeting is going to talk about institution and settlement of injunction actions, institution and settlement of administrative proceedings, resolution of litigation. So is this going to be where we see XRP? Hey, this is our central bridge digital currency for all of the central bank currencies, which are being talked about at G20. Yeah, I'll check it out too. We'll add it. And so this could be really huge if they announce it. Maybe it'll be announced on Thursday. It is at 2 o'clock, maybe 2 hours. How fast is the red tape of the government, overall? How fast do they come up with a determination? This is the second time that this meeting has happened, so maybe it will just be fast and they'll go ahead and release that information. But hopefully Thursday, I think could be a crazy day. But like I said, we're having wild, crazy prints. In fact, we just had another one on IAT banking print right here. What do you think? Does that look abnormal? Right? You see this little spike? Let's go back in history of all time. When did we have a 7 million print like that? Okay, well, we had one here. Well, maybe that wasn't a 7 million print, but this is March of 2021. So let's go back to weekly. Let's see on the weekly over here. March of 2021. Yeah, still didn't even have that much. That's weird. Right? This is one day. Okay, back here. When we broke out, and let's pull up the volume to see how much is here. 3 million. Oops, wrong one. 8.48 million. Pretty much at the bottom, right? What's the date on that one? The week. So that's from June of 2016. How about this one over here? The absolute bottom. February of 2016, 4 million. Do you know how many shares are in this? There we go. I was looking at it earlier. Little cheat, right? So if you see 7 million and we have 12 million, 60% in one trade. One trade. Crazy move on the banks is going to happen. Crazy move, right? And on the weekly chart, is this looking strong to you guys on the weekly chart? I see this. I see it actually rejecting the top right here. Right? Crazy volume. Pretty much rejecting. Is that our 26? I think that might still be 26 set up from crypto. Hold on. Double check it. Yeah, let's make that a 20. All right, so we're above the 20, but we're rejecting this trend line right here that we set up on the weekly. So that could be wild and crazy. We do have the banks reporting this week, so keep that in mind. And we could see that this has a crazy move. It also looks like, hey, that was pretty much resistance over here as well for quite a while, right here. So keep your eye on the banks, right? Crazy week ahead. Big moves are going to be happening in the market. So Qs are up, SPY is up. We'll look at the Qs really testing the high again over here. High 362.79. So we made a new high and we sold off of it right there. Remember, Mondays tend to be positioning day. Dow Jones is moving to the upside. Let's see which one is the biggest leader for the Dow Jones right now. What's really pulling it up? So we have Disney that's pulling it up today. And that's about it. Verizon is giving it a bit of strength, but really Disney and JP Morgan today are moving that to the upside. All right, let's go back over here. All right, so let's come down to my list. You guys saw it. So I had Virgin Galactic as a potential long, mapped it out. If you had shorted that, look at that. You would have been happy today if you shorted that at $49.75. Nice, almost $6 to the downside. All right, let's look at SGOC. Had this one as well for potential long breakout, lower float, above $16. Yep, you could have made almost 100% of your money. Pins today as well. This was to the upside, but it did set up for a nice short shortly after that, pulling back down. NEO as well. LAC has popped. Nice. You love that one, Salvatore. All right, NEO is it's testing the trend line and between the 4 today. Tough spot on that one. Tesla up 25 points, hit the moving average. Is it going to reject and come back down? Interesting, we hit 684 today. All right, AMC, not looking so strong. I did talk about this yesterday. Does look like the momentum, as soon as we are below this day, bigger volume. Bye-bye. Remember I said maybe 3 or 4 days ago, I see this at 25 in 2 weeks. So it's looking like it's heading that way. T-Cent Music continuing to the downside today. This is old over here. Not my levels that I wanted. There we go. So this is continuing to move to the downside. All-time lows right now for the year, 52-week low. Is it going to break down even further and come down over here to 1190 and then really find the resistance support level over here of about 1120? Maybe we'll have another $1 or 10% move down. CCL today also continuing down to the downside, gapped up and then sold off of the moving averages. Yeah, I'm going to go through them all. Let me finish this list and I will go through them all for you guys. All right, Ford today had the news that they are moving, they are they are continuing to halt some production based on chip shortages. So it was kind of tough, caught in a rough spot right here, but maybe it's going to bounce out up above 1480. I'd like this long. Otherwise, if it closes back below 1440, might see this continue back down here. All right, American Airlines, last one on the list. Seems like it's really gone nowhere today, sort of sideways, still potentially positioning for American Airlines. All right, let's look at the ones you guys want to bring. Okay, so let's look. We looked at Tesla. Let's look at Boeing. Boeing had some news today with more airplanes being ordered. But you can see I have this up here, this range that it needs to really break out of this range. So it needs to either break up above 242 or 242.50, or it needs to break down below 234.75. Right now it's just sort of going sideways. Not so exciting. All right, let's look at LTNC. LTNC, not so pretty. I've been testing out, this is a 335 simple moving average. I don't know why 335, but it works. And we're heading down below. Looks like it would fill the gap back down here, potentially down to 0.49. Technically, it doesn't, even though it has seemed like it's had support, now it has this as resistance. So this 335, pretty cool, right? Look at how that held as support right there. And now we're below it and it's resistance. So it would need to close back up above up here for me, 0.0111 before I'd like it to the long side. All right, CBM, I don't trade ones like that, but looking at it, I can still talk about it. CBM looks like it's slowing momentum, selling wick right here today. Would need this to close up above over here, the high of this one, before I would be long on this. Otherwise, it looks like it's going to correct back down, potentially test the level of 844. All right, let's look at CCXI. CCXI, nice. This one has a nice gap. It needs to close above here with heavy volume. And then it's going to really be, it's going to come over and test up here. So what's the high here is 1875. So it really needs to get above 1875. Then we have a nice gap. Nice one. I like that one. Thanks. Everything's monetizable. All right. And X steel today. Yeah, it had big volume pre-market and we are moving to the upside. It has broken out of this consolidation area right here. So you can see for quite a while, let me draw a little rectangle. But are we going to break up above that 50, right? So you can see right here, we had this, it broke up above. Is it going to test and come back down? That's what I would watch for at close. Right now it's strong. The day trade is already happening up to 25. It was probably about 25.14 before the market opened. So it's already come up, tested that 50 simple moving average. Are we going to close above it? Or is it going to do one of these where it goes up, pulls back to the averages, and then continues? That's what I would watch for on United Steel. All right. We're going through these in hyperspeed today. I am hungry. I ate a nice breakfast, but I haven't had lunch yet. LTDX. Do you have another one there, Shar? That one is not. Oh, there we go. LHDX. I see it. All right, so LHDX looks like it's coming back down. You can see right here where the close was. It's pretty strong. So right now it's testing the moving averages. It dropped back down. The volume was really big here. How much does this have? It's medical and it's 28, so it's low float. So this could continue back down to the downside. Maybe it's going to come back down here to 680. If it holds 680, then I would look for that curl back up to the upside. All right. Fox A. Yeah, we'll look at it. Oh, nice. Frozen yogurt, Salvatore Stracciatella. I look forward to taking my girls there soon, when we can. All right, so Fox A looks like it is lower volume. We're testing this moving average. It needs to break above, right? Remember that when it's below, that's not going to be the best. It's not moving to the upside. As soon as trend lines are great. Excuse me. Moving averages will give you trend lines, like the trend. If it's below, that means that it's selling. If it's above, that means that the price action's moving up. David, I went over it. I would buy, personally, if I was in it, I would look at like 27 puts, roughly 3 weeks out, in my opinion. All right. What else? Fox A. Let's look at LAC for Salvatore. Are you in Brussels still, Salvatore? Or are you back in Italy? All right. So up here, 1582, you can see, yeah, it had nice volume. Lithium of Americas is low float, I believe. No, 98 million. So this broke out from here. It was a bit of a range, right? Came down, buying, reversal pattern. Yeah, I know, right? Maybe it's going to come up and hit 16 right now. Let's check out the 45-minute chart. Yeah, it's sort of slowed down. The momentum is slowed down at the moment. Middle of the day. Right now, the algorithms really run. Thank you, Stelcy1. So I would, this one, if it were to come back down here at 1530, I would get out. All right, we did LHDX already. Let's look at BABA. There was the talk of there's more stocks being added to the do not associate blacklist from Biden. I haven't found that list. I'm going to see if I can find that. Maybe I'll bring it to you guys tomorrow. but I haven't found it yet, and I got some errands to run. So I would watch this. Again, it's below the moving averages. It bounced here, so it broke above, hit the 425 EMA, and then move back down. Bounce. Are we going to continue back down here and break below this trend line? Right? We have a new trend line pretty much set up like that. So I would look for it to break out up above pretty much 218. Yes, hello everyone. If you can hit that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and turn on the notifications if you'd like to know when I go live. And if you enjoy the live stream, you want to buy me a nice cup of coffee, there's a buy me a coffee link down below. I've got to go and replenish my coffee pods today. All right. Let's look AMC. We'll go over that again for you, David. Yeah, looking at this, it's not looking super bullish to me, especially if we break the $40 level. Next test would be 36, potentially a bounce back up to 40, and then move down to 35, maybe down to 32.50, bounce up to 35, and then so on. I think we could very easily see this down at 25. Very, very easily, depending on how fast people have their stops go into play or go, be executed in that sense, because it looks like most people bought over here. So if somebody bought here, they could still be, as long as everybody that bought here, if it hits 37, 34 and it starts to drop below, I think a lot of people will be selling, even though the ape army is very strong. This is 499 million in the float, 154 is institutionally owned. If those 154 is sold, right, a short position, they also have billions and they can wipe out the retail trader. So be careful if you're long, make sure you know where your stop or risk management is. For everybody that's up here, it's already down below. I personally would not be holding with hope as a strategy, right? The volume has just dropped. You guys can see I drew this a couple days ago and it's still below. It's just dropping. People are not interested in buying it right now. It had earnings announcements that came out, right? And it's not really moving to the upside. So that is going to be it for today, guys. Have an amazing rest of your day. Carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. These are my official handles right here. I'm not on Facebook anymore with Airplane Jane. So if somebody emails you from Facebook, it is not me, it's a scammer. There are some out there. So these are the official ones. If you hear of anybody, shoot it on over to me on any of these social media handles, or also you can shoot me an email at jane@cjanetrade.com. All right, guys, have an amazing day. Carpe profit, seize those profits one trade.